I took profits on my first trade of my small account challenge just last week. Some trades have been going well, some trades not so much. In this video, I'll be discussing how my positions have been doing so far, and I'll share a new trade idea I have at the end of the video, so make sure to stick around for that. Just a reminder that this video is not financial advice. My trades carry risk, and there's always a chance of losing money. Make sure to do all your own research before investing. So the first trade I'll be going over is my TikTok trend-based trade on ANF. Hollister released their Y2K collection, which was going viral on TikTok. So I bought the stock here on Wednesday, August 6th. As you can see on the chart, unfortunately, it hasn't been going as I'd hoped so far. Pretty much bought the local top here, and it's been trading down ever since. So using the Moomoo news feature here, which I have bottom right on my screen, you can see there's an Abercrombie and Fitch analyst ratings article from Benzinga here that clearly outlines all the different analysts from the big banks' outview of ANF stock. Now, what happened on Wednesday, August 20th was that Citigroup downgraded their price target on ANF, so that may have contributed to some selling. This Moomoo news feature is honestly such a great perk, and it's free for all users. It has a bunch of different articles from Wall Street Journal, Reuters, Bloomberg, and a bunch of other financial sites. Here I am looking at a Wall Street Journal piece on Powell's rate cut signal for September cuts. But here over on the Wall Street Journal site, we have the exact same article. We're scrolling down, boom, we have to subscribe to read it, where here on Moomoo, we can read the whole thing for free. So it really does save you a ton of money from all the subscriptions that you'd otherwise have to pay. You can now get them all for free on Moomoo. So going back to the technicals on ANF here, I was watching it late last week around this $90 level, and I'm really glad it held as support. That's exactly what I was looking for, just kind of right around this level here. We've since bounced. Yesterday, we closed over our 10 and 20-day moving average, and now it looks like we're moving back up to the 200, which was last resistance, so we'll see what happens this time when we retest it. Now, if you're a technical trader, another great perk about Moomoo is the free level 2 data. So I set up a little custom panel here, got the ANF order book, and I actually was able to customize 60 different price levels across the bid and ask and have different exchanges. So I have all this information here about what other traders are doing, where they're looking to buy, and where they're looking to sell on ANF. So it just gives me a ton more information than I'd otherwise be able to see. My plan for ANF is to hold into earnings this week because I believe that will be a point of information parity where what I saw in those viral TikTok trends, we'll see if that actually is going to positively impact the stock during their earnings report. If anything changes on my outlook with ANF, I'll make sure to do a post in the Moomoo community app, so make sure to follow me there at Sereno Money. I wanted to let you guys know that I have partnered with Moomoo for this small account challenge, which means some great perks for you, my viewers, while these offers are running. Right now, you can get a $50 cash coupon to put towards any stock you want after you deposit your first $100. And that also pairs great with the 90 days of commission-free trading you get when you sign up for a new account. And if you don't see any opportunities in the market right now, Moomoo is also offering a 6% APY cash rebate weekly for the first 2 months on any idle cash up to $10,000. And after that, it's a 2% weekly rebate to earn a bit of a return without owning any volatile assets. So my first trade that I've officially closed out and locked in my profits for was my EA trade that I talked about in my original small account video. I sold last Friday right around market open to lock in a 9% gain. It seems like the hype from my original thesis has died down a little bit from Battlefield 6. The launch is still several months away, and we've gone through both of the 2 open beta weekends, and that gave us a nice move on the stock. As you can see, we were kind of just making higher lows as we were trending up. We consolidated for a while below this 160 level, testing it a couple times, and I was able to buy the breakout. As you can see on my chart here, we bought around 161, made up about a 12% move higher, and then I closed a bit lower than that, locking in a 9% gain. It's since lost the 10-day moving average. Not sure where it'll go from here. Might continue to monitor it, but I am fully out and I'm happy to have locked in my profits. So my next position I want to update you on is my Bitcoin long via a higher beta Bitcoin mining company called Hut 8. Since I recorded my video, Bitcoin did end up hitting a new all-time high, but I don't love how it kind of wicked right back down and has been kind of trading down ever since. It's not really any bullish momentum or follow through you want to see. We did get a nice bump in risk assets after Jerome Powell's Jackson Hole speech, signaling that there probably will be a rate cut in September or October. So the market did have a positive reaction, but there just hasn't been much follow through, which makes me a little cautious as well. Fortunately, HUT has had a bit of relative strength over Bitcoin while I've been long. I'll show you how we can compare the prices of the two assets directly against each other on the same chart. Just gives a really nice visual on what to see. I'm going to turn my moving averages off just to simplify things. Let's do a line chart, and then I'm going to add Bitcoin onto my chart here. So in green, we have HUT, the stock I'm long and bought on August 6th, and blue, we have Bitcoin. On August 13th, when Bitcoin set a new all-time high, HUT actually traded higher through the weekend, and it's just had some relative strength since then, which has obviously been good for my position. This level right here at $110,000 is kind of the last level of support I'm looking for with Bitcoin. If we were to trade and kind of start closing below this, I may debate exiting my position, and I'll of course update you guys in the Moomoo app if I do end up doing that. I'm really looking for price just to sweep these lows, find support on this 100-day moving average, and move back higher from here. All right, so the new trade idea that I know you guys are waiting for is a company called Unusable Machines. So I actually found this stock by going to the markets page here on Moomoo. Within United States, I went to investment themes, and now these themes change all the time depending on what's trending and what's performing well. So it just gives you the most up-to-date performance. And there was a drone concept stock theme. Unusual Machines was at the top of that, so I got curious and decided to check the stock out. Because Moomoo is Canada's first AI broker, I was able to use their AI tool here to do a bit of research on the stock. So I got some information telling me that UMAC is a US-based technology company focused on developing and manufacturing drone components and systems, particularly emphasizing on first-person view technology for both consumers, like the retail market, and defense markets. If you haven't seen FPV drones, they are quite amazing. I'll throw a video up here on screen. Definitely a YouTube rabbit hole you can go down watching some insane videos. So it's a pretty cool and emerging technology. So the AI tool here can just outline the core business activities, who they're selling to, and it also aggregates all the different financial information with all the sources right here, so you can find out exactly where it's getting the information from. So you can see the original source yourself if you want to do that. I also used it to generate a 30-day outlook for the stock, just so I know about the time horizon of my investment, what's some key things I should maybe be aware of and looking out for. We did just have an earnings report, so no new information will come out in my trade horizon there. So I believe the most important catalyst for me right now is their new manufacturing facilities in Orlando that are set to open by September 2025. Obviously, if there were any delays in the opening of this facility, it could negatively impact the stock. So it's probably important to monitor the news and make sure that things are still going to plan for those new facilities so they have a positive impact on the business. What caught my eye was the technical strength of the chart. From my perspective, I see a stock that came into this 4.5 around 4.8 level, had a period of consolidation and put in a local bottom here. The next level I saw as resistance was 7.6, where the same pattern kind of repeated. It broke out, came to retest the level, consolidated, next broke up higher above this 9.5 level, ultimately coming to 12.8. Again, consolidating, finding support here at 9.5. And now I bought around this 10.6 level, looking for a breakout into the next range, hopefully looking for us to go back higher towards 12.8 that we tested back in July. So I entered in post-market on August 21st, as you can see here, at an average price of 10.47. Since then, we've had a couple good days, officially breaking out into this new range, and we're up 4.2% today as I'm recording this. I shared this trade just a few minutes after I entered it on the Moomoo app, so I'm looking forward to chatting with you guys on there and hearing your opinions and ideas for any trades you may have. My invalidation on this trade will be pretty quick. Seeing as we've already gotten a bit of a move, I'll be monitoring this 10 and 20-day moving average as well as this 10.6 level as levels of support. I'll look for the stock to continue holding those, and if it were to come back down and start closing below 10.6 and the trend here, I'd probably look at exiting my position, which I'll of course update you guys when I do. That's just a reminder that when you're trading, you always have to have a plan for when you're wrong on the trade and be willing to accept that when the time comes. Don't turn a short-term trade into an investment if you don't have a plan for when you're going to cut your losses. It's way easier just to take your loss and move on to the next one. So here's a quick just overview of the positions I talked about in this video. You can see my quantity, average cost, and my P&L so far. As you can see, ANF is the only one I'm small red on, being up 14% on HUD definitely helps the account. And we're up about 7% so far, so I'm really loving how things are going. Thanks again to Moomoo for sponsoring this small account trading challenge. I'm really excited to see how my portfolio is going to do over the rest of the challenge.